Welcome to the next lesson in physics. Here we are discussing two examples of simple harmonic motion. First one is oscillations due to a spring. Here we have a horizontally mounted spring. One end of the spring is attached to a rigid support, and at the other end we have a tiny mass m attached to it. And when it is at mean position, we can see the displacement is 0, and the two extreme positions, it is marked with displacements equal to amplitude, that is plus or minus a. Now if the block is pulled on one side and if it is released, then it executes to and fro motion about the mean position, and there will be a restoring force acting in the spring, which is given by F is equal to minus kx. This constant of proportionality we are familiar with, the spring constant. And this equation is the same as the force law we have already discussed. Therefore, the frequency of oscillation is omega equal to root k by m, and time period we have t equal to 2 pi into root m by k. So the expression for time period of a horizontally mounted spring is 2 pi into root m by k. Now the second example is simple pendulum. Simple pendulum consists of a bob which is connected to a spring. It is suspended from one end of an unstretchable massless string of length L fixed at the other end. That means one end of the string we have bob, and at the other end it is connected to a rigid support, and the mass, it is assumed to be 0 of the string, and it is also assumed to be inextensible or unstretchable string. Now length of the string or length of the pendulum means the distance from the point of suspension to the center of gravity of that bob. Now if we take the bob to one side and release, that bob will execute oscillations which are simple harmonic. We are going to prove that those oscillations are simple harmonic. So we consider a position of the bob during its oscillation. At that position, the forces acting on the bob are tension in the string and the gravitational force. You can see from the figure, the tension in the string is acting along the string towards the point of suspension. This is the tension, and the weight, that is the gravitational force, the weight of the mass m, that is weight of the bob, it is acting downward. So these are the two forces acting on the pendulum. Now we can resolve this m into two components, one along the direction of tension and the other perpendicular to it. In the direction of tension, we have the component Fg cos theta, and perpendicular to the direction of tension, we have the component Fg sin theta. Here, theta is the angle made by the string with the vertical. Here the vertical means the direction which is taken by the string when it is not oscillating. So with that vertical direction, the string, when it is at that particular position or orientation, that angle, it is theta. That angle only here we take as theta, and this particular angle also will come as theta. Okay, that is how we have the component along the direction of tension or along the direction of spring as Fg cos theta, and perpendicular to it as Fg sin theta. Now in equilibrium, we have the two forces acting in the opposite direction. So those two forces get cancelled since it is in equilibrium. So the component Fg cos theta is cancelled by the tension. Now we have the tangential component, that is Fg sin theta. Actually, this Fg sin theta will be producing a restoring torque. You know, the bob is moving along an arc actually. It's not a straight line motion. The path followed by the bob is a is along the circular path. Okay, so here comes that torque. So this tangential component, that means the component of force which is perpendicular to the direction of tension or perpendicular to the string, that force produces a torque. That torque which tries to bring back the bob to the original position. That is why it is termed as restoring torque. Now, what is the expression for that restoring torque? You know the expression for restoring torque or torque, how will we write? The force into perpendicular distance between the axis of rotation and the line of action of the force. That's how we do. So here what comes as that distance? So here rotation is about the point of suspension. So from the point of suspension to the direction of force, so that distance, it becomes the length of the string. So the expression for torque, it becomes force into perpendicular distance, that is Fg sine theta, that is the force, into that distance is L. So we have L Fg sine theta. Here one negative sign comes because it is a restoring torque. It is trying to bring back the bob to its original position. Because of that fact, we have the negative sign. So we have the restoring torque as minus L Fg sine theta. Now, for the rotational motion, we have already studied tau equal to I alpha, where I is the moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. In the chapter rotation, rigid body rotation, we have studied this equation. Tau equal to I alpha. I is the moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. So we have minus LF sine theta is equal to I alpha. That means the two expressions for torque, they represents the same torque. So we can equate the right hand sides of that two equations. So we have minus LFG sine theta equal to I alpha. Now Fg we know it is mg. So substituting that we have minus Lmg sine theta equal to I alpha, or rearranging the equation, we have alpha equal to minus mgl by I into sine theta. So this is the expression for the angular acceleration. Now, suppose theta is small. So sine theta will be approximately theta. So our equation becomes minus, that means alpha equal to minus mgl by I into theta. So we have an expression what? Alpha is angular acceleration, theta is the angular displacement, m, g, l and I. I is the moment of inertia, L is the length of the string, m is the mass of the bob. So mg L by I is a constant. So this equation shows that alpha, the angular acceleration, is directly proportional to the angular displacement theta. So from that we can say that this small amplitude oscillation, that means this condition here we are getting by taking theta equal to or theta as very small. So this is applicable only when theta is very small. Theta very small means what? The amplitude of oscillation is small. So we can conclude that for small amplitude oscillations of a simple pendulum, the oscillations are simple harmonic. That means alpha is proportional to minus theta because of that. So this is the expression for alpha. Since the expression for A is equal to minus omega square x for an SHM, we can equate or we can compare both equations, that is expression for acceleration and the angular acceleration which we got. So in the place of a, we have the angular acceleration alpha. In the place of x, we have theta, the angular displacement. Therefore, omega square corresponds to mgl by I. Or by direct comparison, we can write omega equal to, or omega square equal to mgl by I, or omega equal to square root of mgl by I. So that is the expression for angular frequency. From that we get time period as 2 pi into root I by mgl. Now what is I for the simple pendulum apparatus? So in the simple pendulum apparatus, we have already discussed that the string is a massless string. So just using the definition of that moment of inertia, we have summation over I mi ri square. We will get the moment of inertia as ml square. So we have time period t equal to root of, or time period t equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. So this is the expression for time period of simple pendulum. So only this much for today. Thank you.